So we are back here with another video, man, and this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a really long one too, because with all the stuff going on right now, we have by far more comments today than we have ever had. So make sure to buckle up, man. Before we do get into it, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. But with all that being said, let's get started, man. Let's get right into the comments. So I guess we have to go back to 2K20, 2K21 style quick stopping now. I mean, those were like the two best my teams from a gameplay perspective, I would say. So that's first thing on that one. But I don't like it because I've seen guys like Curry, Irving, Garland, etc. hit a lot of off-balance threes. Like if you get wide open off the screen, I don't see why it's a bad thing to have that moving shot be a bad shot. Because moving threes, first of all, are not realistic. I know that my team's not supposed to be realistic, but still, nobody ever shoots moving threes in the NBA. And second of all, being able to hit a fading three or a moving shot, it's unfair to expect the defense to be able to contest that. It just is. It's way too overpowered the way that it was. Definitely was. Game looks slower and it feels like 2K25. No one can move. I was literally just playing and it doesn't even feel close to 2K20. The movement literally feels exactly the same. The only thing that to me feels different is blocks have been buffed, steals have been buffed, and the fadeaway has been nerfed. And I wasn't even a rhythm shooter anyway, so I haven't noticed any difference with shooting with the button. So yeah, I don't know why. And that people were saying that last update too, that the game feels unbelievably clunky now. Like I just have never really gotten that from it's never felt even nearly as clunky as 2K25, which is probably the clunkiest that gameplay has ever been. What is the reason for wait time, especially if I buy now? Well, that's kind of we've talked about this in the last video, the whole pending thing in the auction house, and you know, we've talked about how I mean, there's a lot of things that 2K could do to fix it. They could put a buy now price on every single card and just have it be where the transaction is kind of monitored before the card is posted. Like you can't post, you can only post up to a certain price for whatever specific card, whatever. That would fix the whole situation. But the whole situation is the way it is with the pending thing because of people continuing to buy MT after being warned multiple times that they're going to take action if they don't stop. So, I mean, I don't blame people who are playing for 250,000, but anyone who wasn't playing for 250K that just continued to buy MT even after the warnings, like I don't know if I can defend that group, but I will defend the 250K group because if everybody else is doing it, then they're getting an unfair advantage, so you pretty much have to. So a lot of people complaining because they don't know how to use any game changers. So a lot of game changers. So let me see what ones I have here. What is this? Lower the next domination by one difficulty level. So say if you go into like Showdown, right? You go into Showdown. If you have a game changer that gives you like a free win or something, it'll pop up at the bottom of the screen. And I think a lot of people are having an issue of where if you don't if you're not in your lineup screen before a game, if you don't see it, then they don't really know how to use a game changer card. But a lot of times it'll be just kind of right when you go into the mode. And then for breakout, if you have like one of the chicken dinner game changers, you have to just go on the specific game that you want to skip. You can skip it there. If you have one of the ones that gives you an extra prize, you just have to go over to the prize and it'll pop up on the bottom of the screen as well. So a lot of them just kind of it's not always on your lineup screen, I guess. But I think some people are having issues using ones in salary cap because I guess in salary cap, there are certain game changers that you can only use offline, which is kind of a little bit strange. But other than that, I think it should be pretty easy to kind of just figure it out if you look around for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? No Evo or moments players to unlock horrible pack odds, and pink diamond players are 3 mil MT, almost like 2K wants you to run a crappy squad. I mean, no Evo cards. That's kind of an L. I don't know why they got rid of Evo cards. Well, I do know why, because then people can get a lower tier card and they can cheese lineups as well as, get a lower tier pull and then level it up, whatever. So even though it's from kind of a scummy perspective on 2K Smart, I kind of get why they don't have them anymore. This is a continuing theme that we're going to see throughout a lot of these comments, though. People continue to act like these are by far the worst pack odds we have ever had. And it comes from people seeing that there are only a few Dr. J's on the auction house. And we've already been over this a million times, so I'm going to keep this super brief. But there are, for each given promo, there's 43 pullable pink diamonds. That's why there's less of every specific pink diamond. And I've never heard any other content creator besides myself say that. So that is why there's still continuing to be a lack of understanding with that. This one I just kind of found funny. They ruined gameplay. I use Matumbo and layups are the size of a hair when a female is guarding me. I've never heard anyone refer to the green window as the size of a hair, so that kind of cracked me up. But yeah, that is kind of an L if you're using Matumbo and a female is able to contest you. But what I've found with shooting in the paint, because I like to use bigs as well. I like to use Moses Malone, Zach Randolph. And you kind of just have to get behind your defender. If you're still in front of your defender, it's very hard to get your shot off in the paint without a contest. You kind of have to get behind your defender or kind of back down your defender until your defender is underneath the basket and you have an open shot. So I just kind of find that one funny though. Online shooting timing feels way different than offline. It's literally been like that since like 2K like 15. Like I'm not even kidding you. And there's two people here complaining about that, but that's literally been the case for over 10 years. The shooting on online, the timing is different than it is on offline, which I do wish that that wasn't the case, but it has always been the case. This was kind of funny because two people commented that what these two comments were, one was above the other, so they're right next to each other. One person says worst patch of all time, and the other person says best patch 2K has dropped. So that was, I'm just finding a lot of these funny, man. I really am. This guy's mad because he got Pink Diamond Sam Cassell out of his hidden gem pack, so now he's gonna quit the game because he already has Diamond Sam Cassell. Pink Diamond Sam Cassell's a W pull. I'd be hyped if I got PD Sam Cassell. Let's see. I don't even know why I did that one. So this is the whole thing, right? DBG in his video tried to make it seem like 2K purposely put the hitch back in for rhythm shooting when it was completely an accident. Yes, they did implement something that brought the hitch back, but Mike Wang wasn't sitting there like, okay, I'm putting the hitch back in the game. Like that, the way that DBG said it, that is how it came off. Like, oh, they purposely put that. And now people are running with it because people take what DBG says for gospel. And now there's a bunch of people saying that they purposely put the hitch back in the game. 2K is the worst company in gaming. Like, it's just stupid, man. It's just so stupid. Someone's defending the fade, saying a casual will get abused by the fade and make no adjustments. On the other hand, comp players will get stops or forced twos. Now it's completely mitigated, not even by defender, but a dumbass patch. Dude, phase, it doesn't matter how good you are in defense. If you're playing against a Sigma, the Sigma is going to make 90% of his fading threes. And that was not okay. That was not right. That needed to be fixed. And this guy got ratioed so hard because he commented. That comment didn't even get any likes. And then a guy said, oh, we can tell what type of guy you was. And that has like 7 likes, which was kind of funny. People are still crying about the vault prize game in breakout. And I feel like a lot of these people that are making these comments that I've played more breakout than them, and definitely more boards because I play triple threat only. So I'm opening up, double digit amount of vaults every day. And I haven't had my vault glitch in like a month. So I don't know if some people are just kind of getting unlucky. I don't know if it's like a connection issue. Like, is it an internet issue? Because that could be the case. Sometimes your game, takes longer to bring you back to this menu after your game is over. It could be something similar to that. So it could be a connection issue, or it could be some people were saying, like, if you click on the vault, say I had a vault pop up on my board right here and I spammed the X button, that was causing it to happen. And I really never did that. So I don't know why. There's a couple people talking about that again, where I just don't like you're doing something that they are doing is something that is setting it off because I haven't had this happen in like a month. And since the last time I've had this happen, I've opened hundreds of vaults. So there's something going on. There's something wrong that you're doing. So glad Battlefield, and it's not your fault. Like, I'm not trying to blame the player. That is something that they should fix, absolutely. But I don't know if it's really, worth crying about, I guess. So glad Battlefield came out. So much more fun than this crap has been. Even if season 2 is great, I still might not come back. We didn't need day 1 pink diamonds, 1,000 cards, and 4,000 garbage cards. Like, bruh, cry me a river, man. What we not all 4,000 cards in the game are garbage. Maybe like 3,000 of them are, but there's 1,000 cards that are very usable and you can have a lot of fun with if you try it out. And you can get 3 pink diamonds for free that are 3 top 10 cards in the game objectively. I mean, that's just, we can argue back with that with stuff that we've been saying all year, man. Ty is telling people not to get kid now simply because of the fade nerf. Apparently, fade shots with the button feel exactly the same as they do. And honestly, like, I'd be fine with rhythm shooting getting nerfed a little bit because I think it is a little bit overpowered. I kind of wish that the meta was still to shoot with the button. I think it's a lot more skillful to shoot with the button. But now Ty is telling everybody not to get kid just because, people did that move with kid where they would just turbo to the corner and shoot a fadeaway in the corner and you could green it every time uncontested, which was so stupid. And just because you can't do that anymore, to me, like, I know Ty's a better player than me, obviously, but to me, just because you can't do that anymore, then that makes it so that kid's not a viable option. Like, really? I don't know. I still think kid's a good card. Let's see. So this person's trying to say that they made the game harder. They're making it harder to kill shots or harder to hit shots because they are trying to make more people go after better cards, and then in turn they're killing the game for no money spent players because of this patch specifically. Like, are we serious, bro? This patch was implemented because everyone was crying about, well, rightfully so, so I'm not going to say crying. This patch was implemented because everyone was saying how overpowered fades were and saying that nobody could get an on-ball steal. That's why this patch was implemented. This patch was not implemented to troll the player base and try and convince people to open up packs. So, come on, man, let's be realistic here. Yeah, this person's saying that blocks feel a lot different too. The blocks absolutely do feel like they are, you get more blocks now from what I have seen. So that is a W because blocks were also very hard to get. Not as hard as on-ball steals, but they were very hard to get. And now I've been getting them a lot more consistently, which is huge. I almost completed a whole breakout board with no prizes, but I got the warp. So the only reason that I think that this could happen is you unknowingly played 3 20 games in a row and then got the warp without getting like your corner prize or whatever. That's the only reason that would happen. It's not because breakout has been nerfed or anything like that. This comment made me laugh harder than a comment has in a long time. Now, we know how Ty is in his videos. He gets pretty like hyped up. He's a very energetic person, which is a W. Like in his videos, he's energetic, whatever. It's better than having someone be like monotone and whatever. But this guy commented and he spelled the word, first of all, he spelled the word bowl wrong. He spelled the word bowl Bowel instead of BOWL. And he said, smoke a bowl, bro. Way too amped up about the game. I don't condone, do not smoke weed. Weed is horrible. Like, it can absolutely ruin your life, but this comment objectively was funny. Okay, it was. It was hilarious. It made me laugh, so I had to mention it. Um, Ty, you got to do something about your volume. What's up with people complaining about the volume on everybody's videos? Like, it takes 2 seconds to. People have different volumes on their videos. Like, I recognize that, and I know that sometimes I'll click on one of my own videos and it's too loud or too quiet. But that happens with everybody's videos. Like, bruh, just use your volume button on your phone to turn down the volume or turn up the volume. And I think a lot of it probably happens because people are listening to music. You know, if you listen to music, your volume's on full blast. And then if you go and click on a video, yeah, it's going to be ear rape. Okay. But there's a volume button on your phone for a reason. And it's not just one person saying this. I've seen over the last like week or two, I've seen like 10 or 20 people complaining about the volume on people's videos when just turn up or down your volume, bro. Like it's not that hard. Um, got all the bum park players that faded every possession mad. I kind of just found that one funny because I'm gonna kind of throw something right now that kind of sounds like hate, and I'm not trying to hate. If you like park, if you like playing in the rec, that's a W. Like if you think it's sick or whatever, but these people in park this year, like in these dino suits that are just spamming dribble moves. And with how the steals were, you couldn't steal the ball on ball. So people have been spamming dribble moves both in my team and in park. And it's just really kind of corny, especially if people aren't doing it skillfully, if they're just sitting there just dribbling all over the place. But these people that are sitting in the park with their dino pajama suit on, and then they're spamming dribble moves, and then they green a step back three and like do the splits. Like that kind of stuff is just so cringe to me, bro. And when I think of Park, like that's what I think about. I'm not trying to hate on Park, but I'm just trying to be for real, bro. Like it's so cringe to me. You've got all of these people um, talking about the patch, talking about King of the Court drama, and then you've just got in my feed, I've got all of that, and then here's Witness 2K just doing a huge shopping spree to upgrade his squad before season two. So that just made me laugh, bro. And props to him for not getting involved in any of it, honestly. But there's just all of this like drama and negativity about King of the Court, about boosting, about the patch, about this game sucks, and then here's Witness 2K. Just big chillin', bro. I found that very, very funny. Um, so this person's complaining that he never gets anything better than 10,000 MT and a gold badge option pack on his breakout boards. How is that a bad prize? Like we mathed it out. It takes between 1 and 2 hours. Like if you're doing an all game modes breakout board, it takes between 1 and 2 hours to complete both boards. The first board as well as the board that you get after you go through your warp, right? And 10,000 MT plus a gold badge pack, that's almost 20,000 MT right there. That's only 2 out of the 5 prizes that you get for the entire run, right? Plus, you're getting like almost 10, I think it might even be 10 prize games for both boards. And you're getting the MT that you're like, this is good. Like, why are you complaining about those are two very good rewards, and we've never seen anything like that in offline games. So complaining about that, like really, like after you complete a full board, if you get those all those prizes and everything, you're looking at like over 50k MT. So I don't understand, man. This guy went at Most Balled and said after Most Balled grinded 2 breakout boards, he said you didn't even get a pink diamond player. How are you excited about this? 17k MT, really? You weird. And I just said, if you expecting a pink diamond after grinding 1 breakout board, you're beyond lost. Because I mean, I feel like that's the best way to reply to a comment like that, bro. Like Ty made a video titled "The Rise and Fall of Season 1 in NBA 2K26 Myteam," and it's literally just him ranting about the patch because he used fadeaways very frequently, and it's also him ranting about things that he's already ranted about like 10 times, which it seems like that's what his content is these days. He's just beating a dead horse. Like, just, I don't know, man. This person commented and said, how to have fun. Play the game less. Don't spend money on the game. Ignore the top tier cards from packs and exchanges and pretend they don't exist. I agree with this. If you do those three things, you can, have a lot of fun with this game. And then some guy tried to like shame him. This goes back to a topic we were talking about yesterday where this guy says, some people like competing. I'm going to assume you play a lot of offline. First of all, you don't need the best cards in the game to compete online. Maybe you do if you think that, oh, you're going to go make the leaderboard and king of the court. None of us are. So that's irrelevant. But in a park setting and in a showdown setting, you don't need Dr. J to be good. You don't. So it goes back to that whole topic of people that think that they're a sweat, think they're good at the game, think that they're this showdown, just absolute demon, and then they're going to talk down on people that play offline. Like, it's just stupid, dude. Really is. Some guy complaining that he's getting less rep now, and he's ranting because he thinks that they patched rep, when literally the more that you rep up, the less rep that you get per game. So that's just a brain dead comment. Like, I'm sorry, bro. And I literally replied to that as well. You've got some guy that is thinking really deep on this. He thinks that because the Pink Diamond T-Mac, when he was a hidden gem, it was a Raptor T-Mac. But when they actually released him, it was a Rockets T-Mac. So he's going all, super hyper investigation on this. And he's saying that because that is the case, they changed the team that T-Mac was on. He wasn't originally meant to be the lock-in. And because that changed, that means that they made him the lock-in because their pack sales are hurting. Like, bruh, you're reading way too far into this, dog. Like, I'm just, yeah. Someone saying that WNBA players are really fun and they have the best releases. Well, who is your Diamond Jackie Young going to defend? Or who is your Pink Diamond Becky Hammond going to defend? The answer is nobody. It's not just one side of the ball. Worst season one ever, overpriced. Top tier is cheese. Pack odds horrible. Too many three fades. And this was after the fade patch, by the way, that this guy said that. More complaints about the pack odds, which is just like the packs have legitimately been the same since 2K21. So yeah. Someone said DBG, the Grinch who stole my team. That one was hilarious. So I just had to. That was really funny because a lot of the stuff that does happen is because of, and this whole video that DBG made today, like first of all, acting like they purposely put the hitch back in, which they obviously did not. And second of all, he said something where he said, well, even if they fix it, it's still just 2K is still evil because they implemented it back in the first place. And even if they fix it, that really doesn't fix anything. Like, bruh, I've never, like, that is just as negative as you could get right there. Like, it really is. So the park community is actually divided as well. I've seen people saying that this update has made park way worse, and I've seen people say that this update has made park way better. So I think that's kind of interesting, to be honest. And if you guys want to check out my previous video that I uploaded earlier today about talking about the gameplay, because I talk more about that in that video. They took all the fun out. Nobody wants more steals than field goals made. This game was actually, and yeah, DBG went on to say that he played this one specific game and there was more steals in the game than field goals made. Okay, that's in one specific game, and it's probably, I'm sure, two people that are trying to rhythm shoot with it being knowingly glitched and not trying to shoot with the button. So that's first of all. Second of all, This is one game that this happened. So now this guy's, of course, running with what DBG said, because remember, what DBG says is gospel. And then he says the game was actually fun and they somehow ruined it. Should have just touched up defense and left shooting the same. So I commented back and said, so it was fun having Sigma going 13 for 13 on fadeaway threes against you, because that stuff would happen frequently. Sigma was like the most overpowered shooter in the game, and now people are saying that Sigma sucks after this update, which is interesting. Buying packs is pointless unless you drop 100 every time. This is getting really bad. The game is being murdered. Packs have always been pointless to rip. You're never going to make a gain by opening up packs. This person trying to... So the same person that we talked about in the video yesterday that called out Carlo for not having a girlfriend and being a no-life for talking about Myteam community drama came and said that he never won 250K, which Carlo did win 250K back in 2K23. So obviously just a certified hater, to be honest. The game is a disaster with them changing the gameplay to changing and taking out the WNBA players from packs. So you're going to say that the game is the disaster. The game is a disaster because they took WNBA players out of packs. I don't know if we've seen a worse take than that yet. I don't know if he meant to word it differently or if this guy is actually being serious, but that is, my God, that's just amazing, to be honest. And I'm not capping. This guy actually did comment that, which is just, honestly, it's almost unbelievable. It really is. So I think this, people are saying they need to bring in the current portal back to breakout. Hopefully, and I think that there is a chance that this will happen. Hopefully, for season 2, they have the 2010s, the 90s, and the current portal in the game, and then maybe add a few more as well with some other rewards and stuff. I think that would be a major W. I hope that they do that, and please make the portals available in triple threat only boards as well. That would be, if they do that, that would just be such a W, man. Mode is cooked anyways. The pack odds are trash. Customer service is trash. You need to grind your life for a playable card. Please, people, don't open up packs. So that's kind of what a lot of people do when they really, really hate this game, right? Is they tell other people, okay, don't spend money on this game, blah, 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 blah. Just let people do what they want, bro. And let people enjoy the game if they enjoy the game. Don't be telling people to get off the game just because you're having a bad time. And I just commented back and said, cry me a river, because that was just like, bro. This guy complaining because you don't get event cards after every game this year. We didn't have events at this time last year either, and they will eventually be implemented. So that's just an out of touch comment. This person said level 40 and King of the Court will be the only things worth doing. And I actually went on a little bit of a King of the Court rant. I did. So check out that video that I uploaded just before this if you want to watch that video where I went on kind of a little bit of a King of the Court rant. But I commented back because this guy says level 40 and King of the Court. King of the Court is probably the least rewarding mode that you could play. Unless, let me just read this comment. King of the Court is the least worth it thing to do in the whole game. Unless you're one of 2K's 10 or so golden boys that are popular in the community and stream every game. Because I just think that's facts. The first time that, oh, I'm not even going to get into it. Just check out my previous video. This same person that said something similar earlier said that they patch the game after season 1 every year to make the gameplay worse and harder so that there's more incentive for people to spend money. Like, these patches are being implemented because of community feedback. It has nothing to do with 2K's agenda. So that's just like, come on, bro. So that was the last one. Man, there was a lot to unpack there. Let me know what you guys think, though. I think we are almost running out of time. I think my max recording time is like an hour. I wonder what we're at right now. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, bro. And we'll be back with more Myteam content soon. Just trying to bring the truth, man. That's what I'm trying to do. Spread truth, spread kindness, spread wisdom. You know, that's the ultimate goal here, man. But anyway, with all of that being said, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like on the video, and I will see you guys in the next vid.